of this, Grandpa?
Should I get your little toes in there?
What did she say? Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kenzie. Thanks so much for being here. I ruptured my Achilles on Friday and it was so painful. My Achilles is currently in my calf. I don't know if you could see. There's my little boot I'm in. I have not yet had surgery. I have a consultation this morning and I have surgery sometime tomorrow. I think I'll find out at the consultation when I'm actually getting surgery. It's gonna be an estimated 6 weeks before I can walk again and put pressure even with a boot. So I'm gonna be pretty immobile for a long time, and recovery for this is just a really long, painful recovery. So I did the only thing I knew how, and I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday. I got a bunch of books to read during my recovery. It's gonna be my last outing for a while other than consultation and surgery, because tonight I want to do a lot of preparation for the surgery, all the things to make sure that I'm ready to just come home and not move for a few days. But let me show you the books that I got, and I'm really excited to read them. I mean, my current read before we get into it is Margo's Got Money Troubles, and this is a show that is coming out. I think part of it's already out actually. And McCoy read this, so I'm almost done with it. I have less than an hour of this book left, so I'm gonna continue reading that and then we can watch the show together during my recovery. But here's what I got from Barnes. My dad got me this book. It's Their Eyes Were Watching God, and this is a classic. I'm excited to pick this one up. It doesn't look like a very long read. Been on my radar and I've been really wanting to read it. And then he also let me just do a little shopping spree. So this is sponsored by my parents. Shout out to my mom and dad, because they just wanted to do something for me while I'm recovering. Book number 1 is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is like a sci-fi thriller, and this also has an Apple TV series. I would love to watch that during recovery as well. I've never read anything by Blake Crouch, but I know Recursion's really popular. He's a very prolific sci-fi author, so I think that would be fun. I tried to pick out books in a bunch of different genres so then I can see what I'm feeling in the moment, because I don't know if I'll have a ton of brain power. Cry Voidbringer. Sarah's gonna be so excited that I have this. This is a fantasy. It's a standalone and it's actually a bindery book publication. And if you don't know what bindery is, it's basically influencers and creators. If they have a large enough following on bindery, they get to publish a book essentially. From what Sarah's told me, this is about how there's no real good guys in war. And so everyone is morally gray and a questionable person in this book, but you just have all the different perspectives. I've actually been looking for this book for a while, but I haven't seen it anywhere at any bookstore, and finally we went to a Barnes and it was the only copy, so I snagged it right up. Next we have Game Changer. I'm starting the Heated Rivalry series for sure. I watched Heated Rivalry and it's one of my favorite shows I've ever seen in my entire life. This is book 1. It follows Scott and Kip, which they are featured in the show, but you could tell because it's like has the smoothies and stuff. But this is technically the first book. Book number 2 is Heated Rivalry. So if I love this and I definitely want to continue, then I'll get the second book or have someone go get it for me. And finally, I got The Favorites by Elaine Fargo. This is an ice skating book, and we follow a Olympic figure skater in this one. And originally when I saw this cover, I thought it was a romance, but it's not, as far as I can tell. It was in the fiction section at Barnes & Noble, and so I feel like a good literary fiction with skating in the background. Obviously Heated Rivalry got me really into skating, but Alyssa Liu in the Olympics, I'm obsessed. I was watching all the content about her. I was watching the Olympics obviously, and so I'm really excited to pick this one up. Jodi Picoult on the back described it as part Wuthering Heights and part Daisy Jones and the Six. this novel is as brilliantly choreographed as a gold medal performance. I might have to start with this one. No, I need to read Voidbringer. Sarah will be so happy. Well, there's the haul of books. I'm just gonna have these accessible to me in bed because, like I said, I'm not gonna be able to be moving around. I did so much research on a good doctor to do this procedure because I have some anxiety around it because I had an ACL surgery and that was super painful. There were more things going on in my knee than just the ACL. There was like it was a whole thing. But that surgery was incredibly painful. Like that recovery, I never wanted to do it again. So I think just the emotional part of this surgery has really been weighing on me. It's very difficult to wrap my brain around. I found a facility that has really great doctors. It's the same place I got my knee done, but I'm just going to a foot and ankle specialist there. We're doing the consultation today. I just realized I never told you what happened. I was playing tennis and did a cut move and like went to sprint and it just popped. It was very loud and it just feels like someone's like kicking the back of your Achilles. Then it's just not there anymore. Like you feel the back of your heel and it's just kind of mushy. So I knew immediately what happened when I went down because it's not weight bearing at all, so I just kind of collapsed. It was such a loud pop that I'm like, there's no way nothing is wrong. With my ACL, actually, I heard a very small pop, but it wasn't like as loud or dramatic. And then my knee just seized up. With this, it was like very loud, very dramatic, very painful. I went to the ER, and when I tell you I was at the ER for maybe 30 minutes, I was in and out so fast. They were so helpful. But they came in and they just had me lay on my stomach and they like felt my calf. We don't need to do any x-rays or imaging. Your Achilles is ruptured and you will need surgery. So they were able to tell that fast, which I kind of could tell too. They sent me home with some pain meds. They didn't schedule surgeries over the weekend, so I kind of had to wait. I did a bunch of research on Sunday. We called a few doctors Monday morning and this doctor was like, consultation tomorrow, surgery Wednesday. And I said, perfect. At least like once you have surgery, you're recovering for something. It feels like you're actually improving. So far it's felt like I'm just in pain for no reason and I'm just laying around for no reason, which isn't a great feeling to have. And it's starting to feel a little bit better. It's really swollen. Like it's huge. My foot is ginormous right now and it's just purple like under the ankles. I've just been laying around and it's starting to feel better. Doesn't look good, but before this consultation, I would love to go get some coffee. It's like a 30 or 40 minute drive. Like I said, I'm really close to finishing Margo's Got Many Troubles. I'm really loving it so far. This girl named Margo, obviously, her college professor pursues her and they sleep together. He's married, so he's having an affair. And after a while, she gets pregnant and he wants nothing to do with the baby and she has to take some desperate measures. She gets on OnlyFans and it's a very interesting societal political commentary on how bad society treats women, especially single moms. Really not a lot of help or support there. It's also very charming and witty and funny. Margo's a very likable character in my opinion. I'm hoping I finish this today so then we could get started on the show. That's what I'm reading. I'll take you along with the recovery process. Like I said, surgery's tomorrow. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show up, but if I'm not able to talk to you after surgery, I'll pick this back up then. I'm just gonna really prioritize my recovery, prioritize pain management, and then if I can vlog along the way, that's great. But I'll definitely keep you updated about how things go. I'm just gonna sit here and read for the next 20 minutes or so. I am back from the consultation. I was really overwhelmed and really anxious just going to the doctor, and my only other experience with surgery, I had 2 surgeries on my knee and it was highly invasive, highly painful, a little bit different than a typical ACL surgery. Like they literally drilled micro holes into my femur to make it bleed and have a padding around the femur because I lost so much bone cartilage. It was really bad. So I think part of me went into this expecting the absolute worst, I went in and my doctor was so kind. He was so incredible. He explained things very well. I have surgery tomorrow, but I think I was expecting it to be a longer surgery, and what he was saying was it's a 30-minute procedure. You won't be in as much pain as your knee surgery. Not even close. Because my ACL, they had to do reconstruction. They cut some of my patellar tendon to replace the ACL and like drilled holes in my femur, and it was bad. I have screws in my knee forever. This, literally, he said, I just pull the tendons, overlap them, you'll be good to go. I had a lot of stitches in my knee. It was a very long incision, and this, he said, is gonna be like really tiny. I'm feeling really good about it. Plus, apparently I was wearing the wrong boot. The ER that I went to gave me a very flat boot, and I learned with your Achilles, like say this is my foot, I had a flat boot, this is my leg, right angle. Apparently when you have your Achilles rupture, obviously there's no Achilles attaching your foot to your calf. So like if you squeeze your calf, usually you'll have like a reflex, but with this, my foot just held still because it was completely ruptured. And so it's like when you're recovering, you want your foot like this, actually, like pointed. So the boot they gave me, this is not very efficient. It has like little levels in here to keep my foot at an angle and makes it way more comfortable. Like that other boot was so painful to be in. I can't even explain, like trying to force my foot flat when there's no tension in Achilles, very painful. So now my foot's like this. And when I get out of surgery, I'll be in a cast, which is absolutely disgusting to me. I hate that. Like having just a hard cast for 3 weeks. I'm not looking forward to that at all. After the 3 weeks, I'll go in. I have an appointment scheduled. I think to like take stitches out and like take the cast off and all that stuff. Then I'll transition back into this boot and I'll take a platform off each week to like until eventually my foot can go flat again. The recovery is long. He said most people get up to 90% strength of where they used to be, so I'll never be the same, which is just like a very depressing thought to wrap your brain around. I'm like, this is my only Achilles and I fucked it up. So I'm really grateful that I found a really good doctor. He was very informative. He was very confident in the surgery. He gave me a lot of reassurance. Pain management shouldn't be as big of a concern as it was for my knee. And overall, just feeling a huge weight off my shoulders after that consultation. It's a really long recovery, like how, according to my Googling and stuff, the main difference is knee is incredibly painful. Like that was a highly painful surgery. I had no motion after the fact. I had a nerve block as well. It was like just a very intense experience, but I was able to recover my range of motion and it was a little less of a recovery time. I mean, it was like, I think 8 months before I was like running and I had like a big brace. For the Achilles, it sounds like the procedure is not gonna be as painful as the knee, but it will be a lot longer of a recovery time. I also asked about a nerve block and he said, we're not gonna do a nerve block. I don't want, you know, to mess with that if we don't have to. So that also tells me it's gonna be a little less painful. And so tomorrow, it's gonna be in the morning, so I just will fast until like dinner to the morning. Then I'll be home. And I'm just so ready for it to be over. I can't even explain to you how ready I am to have this stupid surgery over because the amount of anxiety and unknowns that are just waiting for me. At least after surgery, I'm like, I'm on the road to recovery. Actually, one of the most devastating parts about this whole thing, like I'm actually sick to my stomach. I was in the ER sobbing about this. I had a trip scheduled to go see Sarah and Kalila. And I'm trying not to talk about it because I will start crying again because I miss them so much. I have the flights in 2 weeks. And now obviously that is impossible because we have a Canada trip in a month and he was even kind of iffy about if I could make it to that. So Virginia is officially out of the question and I just am so devastated. I'm like, that's really what's getting to me. I've been looking forward to it for so long. We've been talking about it for so long. I haven't seen them in over a year and I'm just devastated. So I need to cancel those flights. I haven't done that yet because I've just been avoiding it. I like don't want it to be real. I think is the problem. And I'm gonna really try and make it to Canada. He said that I would have to use my little knee scooter to get around. So I'd have to bring that as a carry-on or something. And he was like, it's kind of iffy if you could go. So we also could drive. It's a long ass drive, but that's also another option that we can consider. I think what's the hardest part about this is just knowing my summer is completely fucked now. And I wanted to hike and camp, and we were talking about a backpacking trip and being super active this summer, and now it's just like not possible. If you're going through something similar, I hope you know that I see you. It's a very isolating experience and feel, you know, FOMO constantly, and then you can't do the things you used to, and it's just frustrating to even go to the bathroom or do your skincare or brush your hair and normal things. It's just so frustrating. So I'm so sorry if you're going through something similar. I got new pants to wear to surgery so I can at least look cute when I'm gonna get my leg cut open. Little capris, because I'm like, that's perfect. With this boot, I can wear cute little capris that kind of like open. So now I'm like, at least I have a cute outfit to wear. And this is just a very yappy vlog because like I said, it's a very lonely experience. I'm gonna try and tie up some things at work because, I mean, obviously with surgery, I'm taking the next few days off. I don't know, I'm just like feeling kind of this nervous energy. So I just need to keep busy, keep distracted. And I have some things on my list that I want to do to prepare for surgery tomorrow. But I am overall feeling relieved after that appointment. We're out here. Out here. It's my last pre-surgery outing. We're gonna read for a little bit. And then I think the last supper is gonna be Taco Bell. I could really use a Doritos Locos Taco. I'm on chapter 26 of Margo's Got Money Troubles. What are you gonna be reading, Koi?
I think I'm gonna go back to Giovanni's room.
Giovanni's room?
I stopped reading it like 4 weeks ago.
I literally only have 27 minutes left in the book, I just realized.
Yeah, you should just finish it right here.
Okay. I'm scared. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Oh, I'm so nervous. I think going under anesthesia just kind of freaks me out. It's a very standard procedure, but I think the anticipation is absolutely eating me alive. There's been moments like I'm really just trying to distract myself because ultimately I'm just gonna show up. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and I don't have to do anything other than exist there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a presentation or something where I actually have to get good sleep or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna provide my leg for them to cut open. Margo's Got Money Troubles, I finished at our little bench, and it was a really magical experience. It felt very sentimental, just getting outside, crutching on over to the bench, and having a moment out there when I'll be stuck in my room in the house for the next few days. It just felt really good. I'm glad I did it. It's a very memorable book. I'm going to remember that book literally forever. I'm considering rating it 5 stars, but I know I always feel that way after I finish a book, so I'm giving it some time. I'm not gonna commit to that right now, but I did really love it. It was the perfect book to like distract me from things, and I was very immersed. I feel like it pulled on my emotions in a way not all the books that I read can, where if there was a conflict happening in the book, I'd get heated. Like if Margo was in a fight, I'm in a fight. If she has a win in her life, I'm excited with her. It had a very good translation of page emotion to my emotion, which I feel speaks to the overall immersiveness of the book. Really loved it. I'm really excited to start the show, watch it with McCoy during recovery. I feel like that will be great. The next book I'm starting is Heart the Lover by Lily King, and I have it on my Kindle. And this is a pretty quick read from what I can tell. McCoy read this recently and absolutely loved it, raved about it, 5 stars. And then Kalila voice memoed me and said it's one of the best books she's ever read, and she just read it recently. So I'm really excited. I have very high hopes for it. I think I'll really love it. And starting my recovery with a very quick book, so it's bingeable. I could finish it quickly. It seems like it would be a good move. I'm just gonna try and distract myself as much as possible tonight. I feel like the time is going by so slow. I washed my hair. I'm all clean. I have my outfit ready. I have to wear loose clothing because I'm gonna come out in a cast. And I took out most of my ear piercings. I'm hoping I don't have to take out all of them because I also have a nose piercing and it would just be a whole thing if I had to do that. I really hope I don't. Feeling as prepared as I can be, all things considered. I'm trying to drink as much water as possible. I can't eat after 11 p.m. but I can drink clear liquids. Only from 8 a.m. on, I'm pretty sure. Is that gonna be I'm just gonna chug water tonight. Finish this one. I'm really bad at drinking water. It's definitely not one of my strong suits. Koi's out taking the dogs on a little walk, and I'm just gonna sit here, start Heart the Lover, and try not to freak the fuck out. They called me. My surgery is at 11:30 a.m. so I can sleep in. I'm gonna try and sleep in so then I don't notice the fact that I can't eat or anything. So I'm gonna sleep in as much as I can. I'll probably have to see you after. I think I'll be too nervous to actually film while I'm there, but we'll see. That's funny. You can see my whole cast.
Should I get your little toes in there?
Me if I was Rocky. Well, as you can see, I'm back from surgery. I have this big ass cast that goes up to my kneecap, and I'll be in this baddie for 3 weeks. Surgery went really well. I was really anxious about the anesthesia. I got like maybe 4 hours of sleep last night because I was so anxious. I read, I scrolled TikTok, anything to get my mind off of it. And just having this part behind me is such a relief. Like such an incredible relief. Because now at least I feel like I can start healing. Came out of anesthesia the best I ever have. A lot of times I'll get teeth chattery, nauseous, but I told the anesthesiologist that and he really helped. So that's my recommendation. If you're feeling a lot of anxiety about going under anesthesia or the surgery, like your anesthesiologist is the one to communicate with because they can give you anti-anxiety medication. They did that for me. Him to my face, "You look like a good candidate for the anxiety medication." I said, "You're not wrong." And then he gave me nausea medication. Right before we were going under, we were talking about all our favorite books. My nurse really loved Kristen Hanna books. We were just talking about what I was currently reading, so I literally went out under anesthesia talking about books, which is magical because I don't even remember falling asleep. Sometimes they'll just have you count to 10, but they were just talking to me, asking questions. All things considered, it went as good as it possibly could have. They did do some numbing shots around the area they cut open, so I can't really feel my toes. And as you can see, my toe is pointed. And I'm really elevated because it hurts if I'm not elevated. It just feels not great. So you ice like around your knee, so then the blood flow gets cold down into your ankle area. So that's what I've been doing. I spent a lot of time online shopping. When I am like on this many drugs, I just want to shop and buy things. It's so dangerous, but I did it and I'm excited for some things. Because I'm going to be in Boots and this for like 2 months total, I wanted some cute capris, so I got these really baggy cute capris. I had to take out all my earrings, my nose ring, everything. I had to be completely naked. It literally felt naked. I had to take out like all 20 of them, and I just kept them into the last moment. Like my newest piercing I kept in until the very end, and then my nose piercing I just took out last, and then it was totally fine. It was like obnoxious to put them all back in, but it was totally fine, and all of the earrings got back in. All my earrings are pretty old. They're pretty mature. I didn't put any of my lobe piercings back in because those won't close. I've had them for years. But I've had everything for maybe 2 years except for this cartilage piercing, so it was pretty smooth sailing there. As for reading, I'm reading Heart the Lover still. I am like 15% into it. I think what I'm gonna do, I can't take my next pain pill until midnight, so I have 2 more hours. And I'm just gonna read until then, I think. Just read for 2 hours. I'm feeling so much relief, so I feel like I actually can focus on a book. Last night it was so hard for me to focus. I was constantly just like panicky, phone, scrolling. My skin is just feeling dry, so I'd had that mask. I'm chugging water. I'm drinking so much water. My throat is kind of sore as well because they put that tube down in you. So I do feel like my voice is kind of gone, but that should come back pretty soon. Just kind of annoying at this point, but all my updates are probably going to be in this exact same position. Me and Koi actually switched sides of the bed so I could have my bad leg on the edge of the bed, so it could be kind of out of the covers because having too much weight on it isn't very comfortable. But then I could have my left leg in. As comfortable as you can be when your leg's this far elevated, because it has to be like ideally over your heart, and you can't rest directly on your Achilles. It has to kind of dangle. That's the predicament we're currently in. This book reminds me of Sally Rooney in the way we're exploring these character dynamics and the weird character quirks. And it, like, so far the writing style is reminiscent of Sally Rooney to me. And I've read one other Lily King. I read Writers and Lovers. I enjoyed that one. I read it while I was traveling, which I think added to, like, my sentiment around the whole book. I have really high hopes for it. And loving the writing style, loving the character kind of relationship so far. Well, it is officially a day after surgery. It's the next day. Technically day 2, day 1, I don't know. Day 1 post-surgery. Yesterday was surgery day, day 0, if you will. And the main thing I have to report about my whole leg situation is I have feeling in my toes again. He did a lot of localized numbing shots, no nerve block or anything, and I'm feeling my toes, which consequentially means I'm also starting to feel like my ankle area, which is the way less fun part about this because that does hurt. Anytime I get up, it's just like blood rushing down and it's not a fun experience. But I did go on a little adventure today to downstairs. I got from this bed to downstairs to sit on the couch, and then I came back up again. And I can't be mad at that. It was really nice to have a change of scenery. I read most of the night, actually, because I got 4 hours of sleep. Did not sleep a lot, did not sleep well. I have to have my leg elevated at all times, and it's just not a comfortable experience. So I did not sleep very much, which means I got through a lot of Hurt the Lover. I am currently 53% of the way into the book. If you've read this book, I got to the chapter 2 point, and there's a very big time jump at this point. Left me feeling a little disoriented. I haven't gotten far into the new time jump, so still trying to get my bearings in here. So that's what I'm currently doing. I am starting to feel quite tired, which is good, I think. I just want to be able to sleep better tonight. I just know I won't be able to sleep very well. One of the most frustrating feelings is just like being so tired and not being able to get comfortable because this cast is just so hot and massive and it needs to stay elevated. It's fine. But luckily I have this book. I also did a lot of editing today, which felt very fulfilling, but it was weird because I was editing a day in the life as a reader with a 9-to-5, and like the sheer normalcy of it, to go from that to this is just very jarring mentally, because the day I filmed was a Wednesday and the day I ruptured my Achilles was Friday. So it was just 2 days before, and it's just such a weird, trippy thing in your mind to see you so healthy and oblivious, and then knowing now that you rupture your Achilles in 2 days is just like a weird experience to have. But I'm happy that I was able to get that all edited and it's going out, and I'm proud of the video. It's just very weird. I decided I kind of want to just do weekly recovery vlogs, so this will be week 1 of recovery, and you know, so on and so forth. We're just gonna see how much I read each week while I am recovering from an Achilles rupture. So more where this came from for sure, but as of right now it's like 10. Yeah. What's that? Should I open it? What is it?
Package from Kalila.
It's a package from Kalila. Oh, that's so nice. What did she say? What is going on here? I thought she was just sending me a book. I did not know we were getting a whole package. Oh, no wonder it smells so good. Smell these. They're bergamot cedar milky bath bombs. I specifically told her the bath was the only thing helping my leg. And she sent me bath bombs. What an angel. Caramel popcorn.
Ooh.
My favorite
deli.
popcorn. Oh, you're gonna be obsessed with these too. They're little caramel chocolate bites. Mm-hmm. Yum. Oh, little ashwagandha gummies. Relax, restore, unwind. That's what I need. I was just complaining about how tired I am and being unable to sleep. Okay, this is insane. She sent me her copy of Heart the Lover that she had marked.
Wow.
Because she knew I was reading it. I opened right up to the page I sent her to this morning. The quote.
Oh yeah, you sent this to me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like the most touching gift ever. Ooh. This is my favorite scrub. You can't even see me. I'm just drowning in this box. It's okay. I want to smell it.
What if I just handed you? Or like, yeah.
Oh, it smells so good. Aurora Night. Smell that. Candy. These are my favorite candies in the world. The Sour Punch straws.
That's why it's so heavy.
What? I can't see.
The
She sent bath salts.
Get that out.
Are these the Mexican candy lollipop she loves? Black cherry and vanilla. I've never used this.
Gosh, there's so
Epsom
much stuff
salt.
in here, dude.
You're insane.
There's
Why is
so
she
much stuff in here. Are these mugs?
They're chili pepper covered mango lollipops.
Wow.
Press-ons. I actually had to cut all my nails for surgery because I had to take out all my piercings. So now they're little nubs. So I will be using press-ons during recovery because I'm not going to the nail salon. Oh my gosh. Face masks. Eye patches. I just ran out of the other face masks she sent me actually.
One of these on.
I should. Yeah, I will right now. Oh, it's a slugging face mask.
What's slugging?
You sleep in it. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'll be awake. She wrote a note. I'm gonna cry for sure. It's a candle. Ooh. Tobacco vanilla candle.
Ooh. I love that.
She's gonna hate I'm unboxing this on camera. Knowing our girl. Just know she didn't expect me to unbox this on camera. She sent this out of the pure love and kindness of her heart. And it's making my whole day. Ooh, look at this mug. Whoa. Take care of yourself. That is a cute mug.
I feel like you could even do ice in there with a little...
Oh yeah, like chunky ice.
Yeah.
This is making my whole life. To Kenzie girl from Kalila. My angel. That's really sweet. I've cried so much today already. I can't do more. That was way too much stuff. All I knew is she was sending me a book. I didn't know. I should have known, probably. Oh, that feels so good. Wow. Kalila, you're such a good friend. Sarah and Kalila were in New York today together. They got their hair braided and they FaceTimed me and I started crying immediately after I hung up because they're in New York together and I want nothing more than to be in New York with Sarah and Kalila, but my time will come. My time will come. Thank you, Kalila. Good night. We made it through the first day after surgery. Happy day 2 of post-surgery recovery. And today is the day the numbing wore off last night. I did take like a short clip. I don't know if that's gonna make it in the vlog. I'll be so real with you. I don't know if it's gonna make it in the vlog. But I was able to get the best sleep yet last night. I got 7 hours, which is incredible. New record. And I think it was just because I was so sleep deprived. The night before surgery, I didn't sleep at all because I was so nervous. My first night after surgery, it's just so uncomfortable. Being in this massive cast is just so uncomfortable. I just didn't sleep at all. Last night, I woke up in bad pain around 4:30 a.m. just realizing the numbing wore off. It was very sharp. It felt like someone had cut open my foot and stitched my Achilles back together, which is exactly what happened. This is more of the pain I was anticipating. So now today is just about writing that out a little bit, because as soon as the numbing wears off, it's usually like the worst day. I have just around an hour left in the Kindle estimated reading time of Heart the Lover, but I switched to the physical book because this is what Kalila sent me and I want to see her markings in here. Taken a really devastating turn for the worst, this book. I'm kind of procrastinating reading it because I see what it's teeing up to do and I don't want to have to emotionally go through that right now, but I'm gonna have to. I just am kind of seeing the writing on the wall and it's just not gonna be a happy ending. I've got all my supplies surrounding me. This basket has like a bunch of my stuff that we just take up and down stairs, like meds, chapstick. It's just my portable basket because I like coming down here during the day just to make me feel something. Just finished Heart the Lover. That was so good. Wow, I'm speechless. I need to gather my thoughts. I'm not ready for this. Such interesting commentary on who you are in different phases of life. If you are the same person you were 10 years ago, or are you a new person? I am just about to start another book on my Kindle, and I am gonna give you a little teaser because I'm actually going to wrap up this video now. I finished 2 books in this vlog. Cry Voidbringer by Elaine. This is a book that's one of Sarah's favorites. So I definitely am excited to pick this one up. That's kind of what's coming in the next vlog. But I finished Margo's Got Money Troubles and Heart the Lover in this vlog, which is so crazy because they both left such an insane impression on me. Just really sharpened my perspective on certain things. Both were very thought-provoking in their own way. I'm really happy that I was able to read both of those during this recovery process. I'm really gonna try and show a peek into this recovery process, what it's gonna look like, what I'm going through each day, and making it kind of an ongoing recovery reading vlog series. So if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, please like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and I hope to see you soon. Happy reading.